Since the conclusion of the Second World War, the American presidency has frequently utilized military intervention, covert operations, and strategic aid as a tool of foreign policy. From the conflict in Vietnam to the military actions of 2026 successive post-World War II administrations have engaged in various forms of international conflict. By tracking the number of distinct theaters of operation managed by each administration, a pattern of global engagement emerges. This video ranks the top 5 post-World War II presidencies based on the number of major international conflicts and combat theaters they oversaw, from the highest count to the lowest. Barack Obama served from 2009 to 2017. His administration oversaw military operations across 8 distinct theaters of military operations. The war in Afghanistan inherited from the previous administration. This conflict involved a 2009 troop increase before transitioning to an advisory and counter-terrorism role. The Iraq War. Following a 2011 troop withdrawal, the administration re-engaged US forces in the region to counter the rise of regional extremist groups. The NATO intervention in Libya. In 2011, the administration participated in a NATO aerial campaign supporting a local uprising against the government of Muammar Gaddafi. The Syrian civil war. The US provided financial and material support to select factions and conducted direct airstrikes against extremist groups in Syria. The drone war in Yemen. The administration conducted a sustained aerial campaign of targeted drone strikes against regional militants. Operations in Somalia. US forces initiated a sustained series of airstrikes and special operations missions to combat local insurgencies and stabilize the Horn of Africa. The operations in Pakistan. The US conducted covert strikes within the country, most notably the 2011 operation that resulted in the death of Osama bin Laden. The Global Anti-Extremist Coalition. The administration initiated a multinational coalition to provide air support, logistics, and intelligence across multiple borders throughout the Middle East. Donald Trump's presidency, including the 2025-2026 period, involved direct military strikes and strategic interventions across 6 distinct theaters of operation. The defeat of ISIS Caliphate Iraq. Trump authorized a high-intensity campaign that eliminated the Islamic State's territorial hold, culminating in the death of leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. The Israel-Gaza escalation. In his second term as president, Donald Trump and the administration have initiated a significant naval and aerial presence in the eastern Mediterranean to enforce the comprehensive plan to end the Gaza conflict. The Ukraine-Russia settlement pressure. In 2025, the administration initiated its new strategy, drastically reducing material aid to Ukraine to force a ceasefire and direct negotiations with Russia. The counter-insurgency in Nigeria. The administration initiated a significant increase in military hardware sales and technical support to help regional partners combat extremist groups. The Venezuela maritime crisis. The administration initiated a maximum pressure campaign that culminated in the January 2026 tactical extraction in Caracas, where Nicolas Maduro was captured by specialized units and extradited to New York to face charges of narco-terrorism. The Iran conflict and the 2026 Middle East war. The administration authorized the 2020 strike on General Qasem Soleimani and the 2025 airstrikes on Iranian nuclear infrastructure, which preceded the broader 2026 regional conflict. These direct actions bypassed traditional containment strategies, leading to the high-intensity declared state of war currently unfolding in the region. Bill Clinton served from 1993 to 2001, deploying military forces for regional stabilisation and intervention across 5 major theatres. The Bosnian War. In 1995, the administration initiated a NATO-led bombing campaign that was instrumental in bringing the regional conflict to a diplomatic conclusion through the Dayton Accords. The Kosovo War. In 1999, Clinton initiated a 78-day aerial campaign to halt ethnic cleansing, fundamentally shifting NATO's role toward offensive regional management. Operation Desert Fox, Iraq. In 1998, the administration initiated a 4-day bombing campaign against Iraqi military infrastructure in response to a lack of cooperation with international weapons inspectors. The intervention in Haiti. In 1994, the US initiated a large-scale military deployment to restore the democratically elected government and maintain stability within the Caribbean. Operation Infinite Reach. Following embassy bombings in Africa, the administration initiated cruise missile strikes against targets in Sudan and Afghanistan in 1998 to disrupt extremist networks. Lyndon B. Johnson served from 1963 to 1969, presiding over 4 major theatres of military operation. The Vietnam War. Johnson initiated a massive escalation of this inherited conflict, transitioning from an advisory role to a full-scale ground war involving over 500,000 American troops. The Dominican Republic intervention. In 1965, the administration initiated a large-scale military occupation to prevent the establishment of a perceived rival government during a period of civil unrest. The war in Laos. Under Johnson, the US initiated a massive covert aerial bombardment campaign to disrupt supply lines along the Ho Chi Minh Trail. The conflict in Thailand. The administration initiated a significant military presence and infrastructure build-up in Thailand to support the wider regional war effort and contain local insurgencies. Joe Biden served from 2021 to 2025, primarily utilizing military aid and naval deployments across 4 major theaters of conflict. The conclusion of Afghanistan. Biden ended the 20-year occupation of Afghanistan in 2021, but the chaotic exit saw the Taliban retake the country in days, leaving billions in military equipment behind. In 2021, the administration oversaw the final withdrawal of US forces, ending the 20-year military presence in the country, leaving out the Taliban takeover and equipment left behind. The Ukraine proxy war. Beginning in 2022, the administration provided extensive military aid and advanced weaponry to Ukraine following the Russian invasion. The Israel-Gaza conflict. Following the October 7 attacks in 2023, the administration authorized a significant resupply of munitions to Israel and deployed naval strike groups to the eastern Mediterranean. This operation focused on sustaining the Israeli military effort through the Gaza War, Middle East maritime security. In response to regional escalations, the administration initiated direct airstrikes against Houthi targets in the Red Sea to protect global shipping lanes and reassert American naval dominance. Dwight D. Eisenhower served from 1953 to 1961, managing 4 major theaters of military and covert operations during the early Cold War era. The Korean War. The administration secured an armistice in 1953 and established a long-term military presence on the peninsula. The Lebanon crisis. In 1958, the administration deployed 1,400 US Marines to Lebanon to support the Allied government. Operations in Iran. In 1953, the administration authorized a covert CIA operation that assisted in the overthrow of the Iranian Prime Minister. Operations in Guatemala. In 1954, the administration directed a covert operation that deposed the president of Guatemala. George W. Bush entered office in 2001, defining his presidency through the initiation of the global war on terror, a series of 3 sustained and resource-intensive military campaigns that reshaped American foreign policy. The war in Afghanistan, initiated in 2001 as a direct response to the September 11 attacks, this conflict became a 20-year effort to dismantle extremist networks and stabilize the region. The invasion of Iraq. In 2003, the administration initiated a regime change conflict based on intelligence regarding weapons of mass destruction that was later determined to be inaccurate. The Trans-Saharan Counter-Terrorism Initiative. The administration initiated a new military theatre across northern Africa to provide training, equipment, and logistical support to regional partners. The history of the last 80 years following the Second World War shows a consistent pattern of American engagement in global affairs. Regardless of the administration, the role of the president has remained centered on managing international conflicts. Whether through direct troop deployments, aerial operations, or providing strategic aid to allies, the use of military force continues to be a consistent component of the American presidency.